Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Fanboys, right? Fanboys, yes, Fanboys, because this is the NFA Network, and we do a bunch of different shows, if y'all didn't know, and this is Fanboys. And I'm obviously, y'all know me, I'm Zaga, and you know who I'm here with. If this is Fanboys, it's the Oklahoma.
And it is Nick, and I don't know why I stuttered on that one, but it was a remix. It was like, remix. I don't know what happened there. Like I had something, the hamster was going and then he fell off the track so fast because I've seen somewhere where if like you introduce yourself like on a TikTok or if it's a video and you hit him with the, you already know who I am. 9 times out of 10, people don't know who the fuck you are. And so I was trying to avoid that. And then I think the hamster was like, no, we're going to let them know that they know who you are. But at the same time, they don't know who you are.
Yeah, well, we only have like 30 consistent listeners to our show in particular.
Hey, that's so since last year.
You know what? We're making progress. That's all that matters.
Progress.
And yeah, so I know, like if the people who are listening to this, like if you're new, well, I'm Zaga. That's the Oklahoma. That's what it is. You're gonna learn a lot about us in the next hour here. And yeah, for those of you returning, we know like all of your names, just 5 of you. Let's be honest. Actually, the Discord's been popping off. Discord's been getting on. If y'all haven't joined the Discord yet, if you haven't had a Discord, create a Discord, join our shit. It's in our links somewhere on the screen. I can put it. And join it. It's the NFA fam, hashtag NFA fam. Everybody's out here helping, doing stuff. Fans are introducing me to people for my show, for the Hey Zaga show.
I fucked up and said I was like the stepdad of the network, and lo and behold, I got called out in the Discord chat. And I get a text message from Zaga.
Non-existent.
You've been summoned. And I told them, you know how hard it is to find milk and smokes in the same fucking supermarket?
Unreal. But this week, I know we have some stuff to talk about, some viral stuff. And this is what I like about doing this weekly shit. So we're not, like, it's been a couple weeks since I've been in front of a camera. I like the last time we talked, last time I recorded was with you. Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks ago, something like that.
Week of St. Patty's.
Ah, yes. So, well, a lot of things have happened in the last week. Hope this gets us some fucking views. Jesus Christ. Well, before we tell my sad sob story, how's it been, buddy? It's been about 2 weeks since people heard from you. How you been? What's going
on? Good. Like I said, when we did the last episode, it was for St. Patrick's Day week. And I had mentioned that I got my ABLE commission license to serve alcohol, and I had volunteered at a 2-day block party here at one of the famous Irish pubs here in Oklahoma City. I have always had a respect for bartenders and servers altogether. I have a much higher respect for those in that service because I only bartended for about 8 hours. I could not feel my legs the moment I sat down after my shift. And it felt like I did leg day for 2 days straight. I couldn't walk. I was like a baby deer, if you will. It whooped my ass like anxiety.
You felt like a baby deer.
Yeah, like you've seen a baby deer, like when they get up, the legs are all fucking like wobbly and shit. That's exactly how I felt. Yeah, so look it up.
No. I know what you're talking about. I'm thinking of that first 5 minutes of Bambi right before the mom got shot in the face.
Yeah,
got you. I know what you're talking about. I got you.
Yeah, right before the mom got served a no-knock raid.
Yes, a no-knock raid. God damn, getting dark. Well, getting fucking dark right off the bat here, buddy. Jesus.
Well, I mean, this episode is going to get a little dark, so I mean, why not kind of give like sprinkle a little ominence in there right off the bat.
Brings me to my next point. I want quiet on the fucking set, Nick. Quiet on the set.
Okay, well, I have an app.
Okay.
Do you want a massage? Is that what you want on the set? You want to
like massage in my chair right now, right while we're recording. I think that's appropriate. Okay. Yes. For those at home who, you guys listening, as you can see, my background's a nice bright orange. We got some slime. I'm representing the proper company right now. This is, and so I'm not going to get too far into that yet. We're talking about Quiet on Set. Now, Nick, you just watched it. I watched it a couple days ago. So you're fresh feeling on this today.
Yes. I finished it. I started it yesterday, finished it this morning with coffee, and I'm going to put it this way. It is very hard and it's not very hard for me, but when I watch a show, if I don't touch my phone that often, it means I'm very highly invested and you've grabbed my attention. This series grabbed my attention very quickly, and not in the entertaining way, but more in the disbelief as well as the shocking factor. And it's a lot to process, especially growing up when this is stuff that we watched all the time, Zaga. Like, it's something that formed a lot of our childhoods.
You're not wrong. I have my own views about this whole documentary, and I just want you to say your piece because I have a whole fucking rant lined up for this motherfucker right now. I don't think you're ready. This shit could get canceled. And if I get canceled, I get canceled, but this is just how I feel.
Yeah, when I told Zaga this, because we were talking about what topics we wanted to talk on Fanboys this week, and I had mentioned the whole Quiet on the Set, and he said that's perfect because he's got his own views that more likely might get us canceled, more like he get canceled. And so I'm very interested to hear his take when this goes on. But I will say that, we do owe a lot of, I feel like we owe an apology and change our views upon a lot of these child actors that we thought fell off the rails, and stuff like that. So it's like Drake Bell, Amanda Bynes, Britney Spears, all of them. Like there's a list of them where we thought like they were just probably into drugs just because of it being the LA scene and stuff like that. And lo and behold, what came to be was it's a lot of fucking trauma. And what people don't understand about trauma is that you don't necessarily handle it the way everyone else does it. It's something that can be triggered years later, and it can really fuck with your mental state. So a lot of this was eye-opening, and it does change a lot of my views on Nickelodeon. I'm hoping that they do a better job moving forward, and I honestly think they should probably stick to go back to old school like animation that they had, like Hey Arnold, like on your hoodie, Zaga, the Real Monsters, which was a phenomenal show.
Great. That's why I bought this hoodie. I found it at Market. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has all the Real Monsters in there.
Great show.
Yeah, who the fuck is that?
I can't remember.
I don't even remember who that one was. But yeah, you got this fucking, was that Ipkiss or?
Ipkiss.
Oh, that's Cat Dog right there.
Oh, you got Cat Dog on there?
Very Cat Dog on here. I actually have pajama pants that have all the Nickelodeon cartoon characters. It's pretty great. Wild Thornberries and all.
Love that show.
Yeah. Great thing. But, I'm not disagreeing. Or listen, I feel for the child actors. It's extremely hard. My cousin's been doing acting his whole life too. So like even in doing stage work, he was always so busy. It's child labor, right? So I get it. I actually watched an episode of Atlanta where they talked about this too, where they had kids who were just overworked and shit like that. So I agree. Yes, the trauma, it's completely validated. I understand, the stresses it could cause. My problem I had, right? So you said you watched this whole documentary. You didn't pick up your phone one time, right? You were invested. It got you that addicted.
Correct.
I was the opposite.
Really?
I was on my phone nonstop because I was IMDbing everybody. I was curious. So when I watch these documentaries, and whether it's, and this is kind of like gotcha media, right? Like, it's like, haha, all these allegations, haha, right on you, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, I see some of these, and every time I watch a documentary like this, I've seen the ones about Michael Jackson and all these things, and I try to do my own research, make my own opinion, like you should. Now, I'm not saying Dan Schneider's not a terrible piece of shit. Not saying that he's not. He very well could be. I don't know the man, so I can't speak for him. Now, I will say, how come everybody that was on this show, with the exception of Drake, they had no career after this show? They had nothing. And all of a sudden, now you got a whole documentary. Could you just be chasing the check? Like, do I have that back in my head that could this just be some bullshit that y'all came up with that's making money? Because where's all the main characters from all that? Where's everybody? Where's Lori Beth? She's still doing stuff. Where's Keenan? You get Keenan's stamp of approval, say this was a real thing? Where's Kel? Kel ain't doing nothing. Good Burger 2 definitely did not do numbers at the box office. You couldn't get Amanda Bynes? She just got her license to be a cosmetologist. She's doing hair. She needs a job. So you couldn't get like And then now to Drake, right? To Drake Bell. Not saying what happened to him was okay. That is completely unacceptable. What happened? It is disgusting what happened to that poor kid, that he had to go through that for years. However, my beef here is he didn't say anything bad about Dan Schneider. Did you notice that?
The only thing that he did say about Dan Schneider was that when everything went to court, or like the allegations came about, Dan Schneider asked him, was this you? Did this actually happen? And the moment that Drake told him, like, yeah, it was me and this is what happened, he's like, that's all I need to hear. And at that point, Brian Peck had been run through the trial. He had been found guilty and stuff like that. But I mean, Drake did say that he didn't have any beef per se with.
He said Dan was the one to call him. Remember?
Yeah. But see, here's the thing. But did you not see the constant that was in a lot of these things that of people that were upset with Dan Schneider? It was the female population. He had a lot of like issues toward women. Jeanette McCurdy, the wardrobe people.
Not saying he didn't.
Right.
Where's Courtney? Where's Miss Cosgrove? Where's she? Where's Miranda Cosgrove? Where are these other names that have successful career? Where's Ariana? She was in the documentary from footage, right? She was in there for footage. Gonna get a comment from Ariana saying like, can you confirm that these things, that you were uncomfortable with these things? Just even say that. I would be okay with that, because yes, that was completely inappropriate. I was watching these clips and I'm like, that's a little racy for even me, and I'm kind of an asshole, right? But like, I don't know, dude. I feel like
I get what you're saying. But here's the thing: is like, okay, if you talk about these big name stars, like you said, they have careers. There might have been a scheduling conflict where they couldn't make that set during the quiet on the set.
But look at the people that were involved in this. Like, were they major? Like, it took me a minute to sit there and be like, who is that kid? Oh my God, that was him from that skit.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you showed me, I can't remember his name, but he had the hard part down the middle. White kid, scrawny kid, Josh something, I think it was.
They have glasses.
I think he played a nerd one time.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Josh Server. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
Like, some of the people, like Kyle Sullivan, I've seen him in one thing other than all that, and that was on one episode of Scrubs. That was it. So, like I'm not trying to say, like, again, I'm not trying to say that this guy was not a piece of shit. Again, he probably was. He probably was a piece of shit. But it could have also just been something that people were just chasing the check on.
I mean, there's a possibility it could be, but part of me doesn't think that it would be, because I mean, like, for instance, like when the whole Drake, everyone did revolve this thing around Drake, but due to the fact of the severity of
which again, and I'm sorry to cut you off. Which again, this is not a story about Drake Bell, but they made it about Drake Bell, and all Drake Bell talked about was the pickle guy. He didn't talk about Dan Schneider. He didn't say anything bad. The whole documentary is about Dan Schneider. 3 of the 4 episodes are about how much of a piece of shit Dan Schneider is, and then you bring in the big star, the big guy, right? The one that we're making this whole thing about. You don't talk shit about the guy you're talking shit about.
And I'll give you that. But I mean, hey, you were talking about how like the big name actors, like, I mean, when Drake's stuff came out, everyone immediately went to, I mean, they called out Josh Peck for being such an asshole. They're like, oh, well, why can't you speak on it? But Drake went on record and made video of that Josh had reached out to him and stuff like that, giving him his condolences for what had happened, and wish that he would have known about it prior to, because a lot of these people didn't know that it was Drake until this came out and stuff like that. But I see your point where, like, a lot of these, I wouldn't even put them as B-rated, like, movie stars, actors, actresses.
W-listers. Like, they're not even, like, the first 20 letters of the alphabet listers.
And I get that. So, like, it's harder to get, like, A and B, maybe even C listers for something like this. Like, And probably a lot of them, like Amanda Bynes, Jeanette McCurdy, and stuff like that, I think a lot of them didn't want to relive those moments and stuff like that, which is my idea of why they probably didn't do it. I mean, because Jeanette McCurdy,
I hope that's the case, but she wrote that whole book about her.
Yeah, she was the original whistleblower.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm not disagreeing that Dan Schneider's not an asshole or fucking horrible boss. I mean, he even said that he's like, I watched the thing where he said like, I've become a better boss nowadays.
Like, yeah, he knows how to be a better boss now.
Yeah, well, he responded with a whole podcast. He had a whole podcast episode rebuttaling all the stuff that was on the show, and I watched.
I gotta look that up.
I watched it out of curiosity, and then, you know what? Like, I'm trying to form my own opinion, and it's like, all right, I feel like there was times that he was like that because he's dealing with children constantly. I can only imagine how frustrating that can be, right? Mm-hmm. I love kids, but it can be frustrating. So, was there times probably he was nasty or rude? Probably. Now, as far as the writers go, yes, I get it. The two female writers. One actually ended up winning an Emmy for being a producer for a TV series. The other, but she wasn't a writer. And the other one, I didn't see any credits for her writing or anything that was significant. So I'm not trying to sound like a piece of shit or say anything. Was she, or were they taking it some kind of way? Were they taking it personal, or was it business and they just really weren't that good at writing? And it was a coincidence that it just so happened to be, the two women in the writers' room. Now, again, I'm all for women in the writers. I'm not trying to say these things and put myself in a precarious situation. Nick's face is I'm just saying though, like, is it again, like, I look at these people and I see you don't have a career going really, except for the one girl who won an Emmy for a show from I don't know, it was like 2014 or from like 2015, something like that. But yeah, so like, I don't know. Like, is it just, I don't know, man. Like, I'm skeptical about everything I hear, everything I read, because it's all opinion based. It's all bias. It's bias. So you don't, and like, if he's like, oh, I don't have control of the salaries, maybe he didn't have control of the salaries. Nickelodeon seems like they would do some scummy shit like that and stop pay people. They're a major company. Every major company tries to fuck people and not pay them.
And you're not wrong, but he could have also been using them as a scapegoat, because, I mean, you can't hire two women to do when one was a temp, then you hire the other one, then you got to tell them they both have to split a salary. That's kind of sketch to me. Now, could Nickelodeon be part of the problem? Is part of the problem? Yes, because Nickelodeon, they did like go, or they quote unquote parted ways with Dan Schneider and stuff like that. It was, I don't know.
But like, there's upper executives that make the calls too. So like, a great show that I watched was actually called The Offering with Miles Teller. It's about the making of The Godfather and all the stuff that went on behind the scenes of making The Godfather, because there was a lot of bullshit that went on, right? So the executives didn't want Marlon Brando. They didn't want Marlon Brando to play, they didn't want Al Pacino. They didn't want Al Pacino to play Michael Corleone. That was a real thing. Now, obviously, The Godfather is deemed one of the greatest movies in history, right? One of the greatest films of all time.
Right.
It's always in the list, whether it's number one or it's number five. It's somewhere in the top five all the time. And one of the things that they kept talking about was how the executives interfered consistently with the making of a film. What's it like on TV then? It's got to be similar. There's got to be upper executives, executive producers, or because it says created by Dan Schneider or whatever the hell it was, but there's executive producers that run whatever. Like, what was the name of remember at the end of Jimmy Neutron? My name's Paul.
Oh yeah. Hi, my name's Paul.
That's the company. There's executives to that company that make calls for the show because they are the ones that are mainly producing and in charge of the production of that show. So, you know what I'm saying?
Again, I see what
could very well be that, and it's just a coincidence that this asshole is just tied to a lot of shitty things, because how many times have we seen somebody, another movie that I want to talk about, Fun with Dick and Jane, right? What if Dan Schneider was the scapegoat for a shitty fucking for a shitty company? We don't know that. Now,
but I mean, my thing is like, just there was a lot of the same thing that went on, like, and it was all targeted toward a lot of women. So either Dan Schneider had a strong distaste toward women and thought they were lesser, or it's Nickelodeon that is
which is extremely feasible, by the way, extremely feasible that he's a complete fucking piece of shit, massage.
And so Nickelodeon could also be the company that just on the low is like that. Or there is option C where it's both of them, where they were in cahoots and they just said, fuck paying anyone what they should be paid, unless you're a male, which that has happened in businesses before. And there's many instances where that has happened. And it sucks. It shouldn't be that way. And I think now we are seeing a slight improvement over the last few years where women are getting paid and treated the way they should. Now, I'm not saying it's great by any means, so just let that be on record.
Well, no. Women are still not treated fairly or equally in the workplace, and they need to.
1,000%. But it has slightly gotten better. We're definitely not even a quarter of the way where it should be, but there's at least some show of progress, but I definitely feel it needs to be increased.
Absolutely. And even in Hollywood too, like there's not a lot of women that
I'm just speaking like in a general sense, because there's women actors women actresses that are completely underpaid
by calling them actors, Nick.
I know, I fucked that one up. But no, women actresses are significantly underpaid and given shittier roles, not even lead, like they.
You're supporting roles all the time. Such bullshit. Like even female comedians. Like here's the thing. Yes, there's a lot of shitty comedians. There's a lot of shitty male, shitty male, and shitty female. So unfortunately, if you are a shitty female comic, there's a TikTok I came across. It was this female comic talking about how a male comic put her down and this and that and all these things. And then we saw the video of her actual stand-up bit. And she bombed. It was terrible.
I think I saw that same one where she tried to put someone on blast, and then it come to find out that everyone else were like, "It's because your set sucked."
Yeah, it's like you didn't connect with the room at all. You didn't try to make jokes to match the vibe of the room. You didn't have that in your repertoire, and then you bombed, and then that was it. So so now you see something like that happen right on social media, right there. Is this happening? Is this one of those scenarios? Again, not saying it is. I have to be skeptical all the time. I can't trust what I see on TV anymore, man.
Again, I see your point. Like we know how do I put this? The media per se can misconstrue a lot of the truth just to get views, like clickbaiting, if you will.
This is 100% clickbait to us. I mean, we watch it right away, right? We're millennials. They know we're nostalgic. So anything that's going to tie us to the 90s, we're going to watch it. So that's, again, part of my beef with this is like, you're feeding into a whole generation that you know is going to watch this and is susceptible to believing what we see on TV and the internet.
But I think that you'll agree that after watching this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a want, or if your child has a want to get into quote unquote the biz, you need to watch out for them after your young boys as much as you watch after your daughters, because Drake Bell being one of those cases, which I know there's thousands of more cases that are not even heard of yet or have not been looked into in depth, that have been sexually assaulted, sexually abused, and brainwashed. And that's something that we need to pay more attention to help avoid situations like that ever happening again, because there are sick individuals in this world, unfortunately. And that, I mean, to know what he went through and then the outcome of it after that was just that you saw a big downfall of Drake Bell, and like where he dealt with substance abuse and stuff like that.
Does this excuse him for having inappropriate? What did he get in trouble for? It was
endangering a minor.
Endangering a minor, because wasn't he doing something similar though at the same time?
I think it was something. Was it endangering a minor, or was it was it text messages?
And what did was it? And so like that one, even that one, I'm skeptical too. Like I want to believe Drake Bell, but like Was she a chick that's just lying about her age and he's a celebrity and thought like, yo, she hot? No, holla. Like,
and see, that's a case that I haven't looked into. I'm not saying, so I don't have enough information to give my opinion on that. I know that
we're gonna solve crimes. That's what we're gonna do.
I mean, I have a leotard, so
me and you, Nick, we're gonna solve crimes. Detective Oklahoma.
Detective Zaga.
Yeah, Detective Zaga. Yeah, I like this. We'll bring our
we went from podcasting to crime fighting.
Do you know how they have those board games to like you got to find the killer or whatever?
Clue. It's called Clue, you dumbass.
No. Like the murder mystery ones, like the actual like they give you like evidence and you have to like try to find who. You got to figure out who the killer.
Yeah, I'm single, so I don't get to play those.
Yeah. Sorry about that, buddy.
My dog can't play.
You try to solve it by yourself. It says up to 2 players. It's not required.
As I was saying, at how some people go to substance abuse. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm so sorry. Oh God, you're being serious.
Zaga actually means very well. He actually does hope that I find that person or I find true happiness. One of the two, whichever one comes first.
If he comes out to the East Coast, I got him. I got him. I got plenty of girls already, like on tap. Let's go.
Oh no, it's what's funny. What's funny is I don't know how this happened. This is completely off topic, by the way. I have no idea how this happened. I have on my TikTok a fair amount of women from the East Coast in your neck of the woods, and I don't know how we ever came across one another because you're not friends with them. But we've become friends. We've never spoken to one another because I'm fucking terrified to speak to women in today's day and age. But they are in the Connecticut, New York, Rhode Island, like up in that fucking the Northeast.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, there's been times I've gotten drunk at home and I'm like, you know what? What if I just pack my shit up and go?
I can't take in any more strays. But when Chris moves out, you can we'll talk to Ellie about taking you in also.
I'll go live with Copper.
Well, we have to ask Mama Copper first.
Look, I can just be like a generic valued version of Copper. Like
you're the Copper we buy in the back of a van with no window.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He can teach me to be a thirst trap, a proper thirst trap.
Yeah, take the boy.
I've been working out. I have tattoos. I don't know how well the beard works up in the Northeast, but I'll make it fucking work.
But it's all about these, buddy. It's all about these.
I don't have Kenny Pickett hands, so I'm good. I don't have these. I have regular hands.
I can't have Kenny Pickett. I need Kenny Powers. And some Kenny Powers value out of that, okay?
Dollar bills, y'all.
Oh my God! If you guys don't know who Kenny Powers is, Eastbound and Down. It's a TV show. It's on HBO.
Danny McBride. Go look it up. It's fucking worth it.
It's hysterical. You've probably seen a GIF from him where he's just throwing the suck it sign on a pitcher's mouth.
That or the one where he's literally dollar bills, y'all.
Oh my God! All right, so quite on set. Like I said, back to that. Drake Bell. Like I said, everything that happened to him is absolutely inexcusable. If you are a parent getting your kids into movies or even stage work and stuff like that, and you want them to go into that lifestyle, and it's a dream of theirs or whatever the case is, do this. Just be a fucking parent. It's cut and dry. It's not hard. It's not fucking hard. You see your child go with the stranger. Does the stranger look iffy? They don't go with the fucking stranger. It's that simple. Like the fact that you hear his father talk about this, like something.
I was just about to say this.
Something in my gut. I'm like, dude, why didn't you fucking do something, dude? Like, I would have fucking grabbed the dude by the throat. I don't give a fuck.
I think I see your point. I think what he was waiting on was for something to actually happen. And unfortunately, by the time something did happen, or that he knew something happened, it was far too late. But I'll commend Drake's dad for pretty much blowing the whistle on Brian Peck, because he had that gut feeling, and he was like, I don't feel comfortable with my kid being around this guy, but my kid wants to be in this limelight and stuff like that. And I get that, but that's what, and like how he brainwashed Drake when I say brainwash, I mean Brian Peck brainwashed Drake to put a wedge between him and his father. That fact that where he made Drake drop his dad as his manager, where his mom would be the manager, who was more loose on like control and stuff like that. She let Drake pretty much do what he wanted. Unfortunately, that is the downfall of having two parents that are divorced. And his only request was he wanted, if it's going to make Drake happy, that's what he wanted to do. If that's what Drake wanted, that's what he wanted to do. His only request was that his mom make sure that Drake is never alone with Brian. And unfortunately, that is what happened.
Exactly. So, and you know what? I didn't get a chance to go into what my week was like, right? We completely skimmed over that part. We fucked that one up. ADHD.
Which one? Wait, what did we skip? Wait, what did we skim over?
Me going over what happened in my week.
Oh yeah, we took interest in my week and we said fuck your week.
Pretty much. You were busy with the Lederhosen. No, not Lederhosens. What was
That's
it?
not Lederhosen.
Kilts.
Yeah.
So to what you said, right? He talked about his gut feeling. He had this gut feeling about this guy. Gut feeling. Last Saturday, a week ago, I woke up and Ellie had to go. She went out to go do something. I can't remember what she was going out with. She had her nails done. This was the day of her surprise birthday party, by the way. So she wakes up. She goes to go get her nails done early in the morning. I'm getting ready for work. I come inside. I got a package, my new mixer, the one that actually works right now. This mixer here. I wanted to try it out real quick. I woke up early. I was like, you know what? Let me try it out before I go to work. I went to turn on my computer. Didn't turn on. Weird. Why would my computer not turn on? I was just playing video games on it. So I go down. I was like, maybe one, power went out or something. So I went downstairs to go check the breakers. When I go downstairs, I start smelling something weird, like gas in the house. And I go in the basement, and it looks a little smoky, a little bit foggy. But it was foggy outside. I will state that. It was very foggy outside that day. So maybe I'm thinking, like, it could have just been the fog from outside getting inside. I don't know. Basements, Florida, or basements, New England. Who knows what the fuck happens? So I'm like, all right. And I'm looking around. I'm like, maybe was there a fire or something? I'm looking for signs. Don't see any signs. Don't see any scorch marks. Don't see anything like that. So I'm like, all right. It's getting late. I gotta start getting ready and get to work. I go back downstairs, get ready to leave for work. Again, something in my gut doesn't feel right. I go back in the basement. I take a second look again. I tell my coworkers I'm gonna be a few minutes late. Whatever. I get to the dealership now, and I get in there and I'm sitting down and I tell them, I'm talking to my coworkers about my morning, and I showed them like the pictures of what it was, and I'm like, something in my gut doesn't feel right. They're like, you should go back home, call the fire department. It doesn't hurt. I'm like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to trust my gut on this. Let's go back. I could have just said, you know what? It's no problem, whatever. I get back inside. Now my kitchen's smoky. And I'm like, what the fuck? I go down in the basement. It's filled with smoke. So I get the dogs outside immediately. Now I'm like, I got to get the dogs outside. I call 911, or I called the fire department. They come out. They walk inside with their little O2 sensor thing. And they're like, the O2 sensor, everybody's got to get out of the house. The O2 levels are like dangerously high. Yeah. And so like we opened up some windows. They started, they let it air out for a few minutes, and they brought some fans in, blow all the stuff out. Once the levels got under control, they investigated the basement. Apparently a fire broke out in my furnace. Because the inside a chimney, apparently the old chimneys, like old chimneys from back in the day, they used to line them with clay. Now over time, or when you get a good furnace, like these high efficiency ones now that burn very quickly, they're very hot, cracks the clay that's on the walls of this, which lets exhaust go through the sides of the clay lining, which created a crumble effect and blocked the passageway out of the chimney, which pushed the smoke back inside, which caused the fire to burn. Which obviously clay pieces fell into the furnace, which caught fire.
Right.
Which then caused damage to the chimney as well. So if I didn't go back home and trust my gut feeling, I would have came home to dead dogs. Or worse, if we didn't pay any mind to it, maybe Ellie didn't have get her nails done that day. She would have had carbon monoxide poisoning. I would have came home to a dead household. Mm-hmm.
That's terrifying to think about.
We could have died. We could have died in our sleep from the carbon monoxide. What if we fell asleep on the couch? It was worse.
It would have been, a long nap.
Think about it. You would have never known. You would have had to hear from Copper.
Copper or Chris? Oh no, Chris would have been there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Chris. Chris wasn't didn't spend the night that night. But yeah, dude, that's what happened. And of course, while this is all happening, I'm also panicking. I'm rationalizing my mortality, that the fact that the dogs could have died, all this stuff, while also panicking that I have a surprise 30th birthday party in 5 hours.
Which, by the way, with all that now knowing all that happened, bravo on getting the surprise birthday done with all of that going on. That's impressive.
Dude, it went off without a hitch. Everybody showed up on time or early. The food got there before her. Her friend timed it to bring her to the house or have her come home at the right time. The surprise was flawless. She had no idea, literally taking a step back. Oh my God. It was great. It was a good one.
It was a small downfall and a better upcoming. But no, I'm glad to know that nobody was hurt. The dogs didn't get hurt.
After all that night, my computer was still broken. I needed to buy a whole new power supply. So we didn't have heat for 3 or 4 days. It was a whole thing.
It's like winter up there again.
And then of course, for whatever, because when it rains it pours, the hotel that the wedding's at couldn't process our deposit or our down payment or our payment for the first payment of the wedding because of our bank blocking it because of the scam that happened in December on us, where we had our stuff all hacked. So everything's just trickling, and I had on my day off on Wednesday, I had to drive out to Salem, Massachusetts, stop at the hotel, drop off a certified check, which was very hard to let go of. They're very sticky. If you didn't know, a $10,000 check is very sticky to hand over to somebody.
Yeah, no, I've noticed. Yeah, it's hard to
let go. Yeah. It sticks to the hand. So yeah, I drove 2.5 hours that way for 10 minutes, got a slice of pizza, drove 2.5 hours back home, took a 20-minute nap, drove 2 hours to bowling, and then an hour 45 back home.
Just nonstop.
What the fuck just happened? I just lost all sound. Oh, son of a bitch. Can you hear me? Do I still have sound?
Yeah.
This is a live problem. Are we good?
I can hear you.
Okay, great news. Couldn't hear you for a second. Speakers just cut out. My computer is doing great as we speak. Doing fantastic. It's doing a great job. Very proud of it. We're going to close that program.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are momentarily interrupted until Zaga gets back, but I hope you guys are enjoying this episode of Fanboys because we usually don't have this much technical difficulty, and he's back. And I can't hear him. So now we are having still more technical difficulties, but I'm just going to continue to still talk to you until the mastermind behind the screen figures it out. Oh, wait, I think we're getting... Nope, no, we're still not there. But we hope that you guys have been enjoying Fanboys, and we understand that we've...
Yep.
Oh, there we are.
I'm here. I'm back.
There he is.
Okay. Yes. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you're enjoying the show. We're sorry for the technical difficulties. I'm in a remote spot right now. This is my fault. I was just lazy tonight, and I didn't want to set up in the studio. Because it's Ellie's office as well, so I can't just have an actual studio. So I got to take down all the lights. I got to take down all the cameras. I got to put everything away. And resetting it back up's a pain because if you guys don't get to see what goes on before the show starts, I'm very anal retentive about how I want things to look and be and on screen. And it's a blessing and a curse because I'm a photographer now, so everything has to be perfectly lined in certain ways and angles, and it's annoying. I'm sorry.
So I want to steal something from that dialogue. You said something about screens, like how things look on screen.
Yeah.
I think that can go ahead and just segue us into our next topic, something that we're both actually looking forward to. I'm willing to.
Oh wait, no, hold on. I just want to bring this full circle real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember I said if I didn't trust my gut and came back home, it would have been a whole different story. So if you're a father and you have a gut feeling about your child, like I did about my dogs, you do something about it. And I understand the fear of, I don't want to mess up with his career or whatever. Listen, man, you got to trust Like, listen, anybody out there, you got to trust your feelings, your gut. You know when something's up. Intuition's a real thing. So you got to trust it. You got to believe in it. And when it comes, and if it doesn't come to fruition, you might have just saved him from a situation that could have came to fruition. You know what I'm saying? So just do it. Get involved. At least be present. Don't let parents on set. Fuck you. I'll stab you in the face. I'm going on set. Don't like it? Hire another person. We'll find another job. We'll find another acting gig. My kid will become a magician. I don't know. I'll figure it out. What's the guy from fucking I forgot his name, Alan something. He's supposed to be like the new Superman or some shit. I don't know what his name is.
I don't.
He's some jacked white guy, but he was on American Idol. Clearly, singing wasn't his calling. Now he has a TV show on Prime. You know, like, that's my thing.
Okay. He was in Blue Mountain State.
That kid, yeah, the dumb
Alan Richter or something like that.
Yes, Alan Richter. Yeah, that guy. So that guy, right? Like, singing wasn't his calling. You were on American Idol and you got picked, but you didn't win. So, well, you're gonna keep singing, or it doesn't work. Go fucking do something else. Maybe your kid doesn't need to be an actor on a TV show at 8 years old. I don't know, but that's my whole thing on it. Like, I feel like could it have been, just bullshit? Could it have been legit? Could it, I'm taking everything with a grain of salt. I don't know. I mean, looking at the man, he looks like he could be an asshole. So yeah, I'm judging him based on looks. Looks like an asshole. I look like a fuckboy. I know what I look like. I have a dyed beard. I have douchey tattoos.
Okay, but let's be honest. Like, back in the day, you were...
I had a blowout. I look like Paulie D. Pop collars and all.
And for the right price, you guys, I can drop those pictures.
I have them. I'll post them. But we need at least 150 views on this episode. I'll give put the episode on repeat. Just put it on repeat and walk away. Just get the views up. Get the views up, and I post the picture. I'll post it right on Instagram. I don't care.
That's what we should do. We should start making bets with the audience. Is that because I have embarrassing pictures, and I know you have embarrassing pictures. We should just, with a certain amount of views, which we'll shoot low because we're of who we are, and that we're willing to do a little something strange for a little bit of change. I'll drop embarrassing photos. I have no problem. I have no shame.
I want to adjust on camera, bro. I'll do a whole episode in a dress. Give me 500 views on one episode.
Hold on. Could the next episode be fanboys to fangirls?
Yeah. Fandom.
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 Fandom. Dommy. Fandommy.
Fan mommy.
Fan mommy. That's the one.
That's the one.
That is
the new show. That's the new show. It's a new show.
Mommy.
It's a new show. That's it. We only talk about Ripley the entire episode. Oh my goodness. Okay, speaking of women that you simp over specifically. Good segue.
Which one?
Like that? Clean segue. Sydney Sweeney. I got beef with you. Because you like Sydney Sweeney. I'm for Sydney Sweeney. Yes, because last time we talked about Madam Web, you were like, Sydney Sweeney. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. That was you. That's exactly how you sounded.
I'm not denying that fact. I know exactly what I said. I don't regret anything that I said. So I did unspeakable things in my head that I would do to please her. Like,
so here's my beef. I got beef with it because Ellie and I were supposed to go see a movie today called A Night with the Devil. Just came out. Apparently, the Cinemark by us does not have any day showings of this. It's all at night on a Sunday. No matinees. And we don't like people. So I don't want to sit in a crowded theater. So, so we were like, fuck it. We're going to go. And I knew we had to record tonight, so I didn't want to interfere with that as well. And I was like, you know what? We'll go see another movie. I was like, what do you want to see? And she was like, well, we're going to see a horror movie. What about another horror movie? So I see this Immacculate. Don't see any fucking commercials about this thing. I don't even know this movie existed. And I said, look it up. And she goes, Sydney Sweeney as a nun? That's all you had to tell. That's all you had to say. Yeah. And I'm like, whatever. Let's go see it. It's Catholics. It's a horror. The devil should be involved. There's clearly going to be a pregnancy that nobody can fucking claim, right? So I'm watching this movie. You see Sydney Sweeney's boobs and everything in this one.
And what movie is this again?
Show times are 5:30.
I think I just found my weekend plans.
He's like, I know what I'm doing that day and that night.
I'm calling out of work.
But here's my beef. I don't see the appeal. Like, she's a pretty girl, but you know who she looks like? You know what she reminds me of? You remember the girl from Mean Girls? There's a 61% chance it's already raining.
That's your.
There's nothing. I don't know. Like, I feel like we've seen this before. This is nothing new. This is not like, I don't know. Like, so I've been watching a show called Atlanta. I've been simping over somebody myself. Zazie Beetz is her name. She was Domino in Deadpool.
Nice. Okay. Not mad.
Where's her glow up? Where's the TikTok simping over her? She's beautiful. She speaks fluent German too.
No, well, do you want to dive in real quick as to
leader host? She's a leader hosting in Atlanta. What do you got to say about that? What do you have to say about it? Literally gives you what you want. She's from Germany too. Like, and her legal name is Zazie.
I would have never guessed that.
Right? But she was in the show Atlanta, and like every episode I'm in, I'm like, she's beautiful. Like, I just can't stop staring at her. But I'm watching this show with the Immacculate, and I'm just like, one, she looks like she's fucking like 19 years old. So I'm like, maybe I'm just like more into mature girls now, like maybe like the girls in the 30s, or I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just I'm an old man now. But like,
but I don't know. It's a teenager.
As I'm wearing a Nickelodeon shirt. But no, like, I don't know. Like, I just don't understand. Like, there's nothing special. Like Salma Hayek, I get why people simped over her.
Oh yeah.
Like, but like this, like, no disrespect to Sydney Sweeney. She's pretty. She has a nice body, but it's not like I haven't seen this exact person before.
I don't know. I got hooked on her when I watched Euphoria. That was my go-to. Which even Zendaya, even though she was a druggie in that show, Zendaya looked great in Euphoria. So did the best friend of Sydney Sweeney in Euphoria, the one that she ended up pretty much sleeping with her best friend's ex behind her back and stuff like that. I can't remember who she was, but she was the Latina in the series. She looked good.
Yeah, she did. And I just Googled like who she looks like. There's Tara Reid, fucking Eliza Dushku. Think about it. Skinny, young, white, blonde girl, blue eyes, two boobs, okay booty. It's the same one. Eliza Dushku, except she had brown hair. She did go blonde though. Tara Reid.
Tara Reid had a downfall, sorry.
Amanda Seyfried, like it.
Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah. Like, it's just not, like, just, I don't know, dude. Like, if I want a pretty blonde white girl, I'm going to go Margot Robbie. She got an accent. Like, I just, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand, like, I would even go,
I feel even the white trash version.
Yeah, but like, I keep seeing TikToks about her. I'm just scrolling through it, like, where my Marissa Tomei's at? Right? Like, you don't see, where's my, like, that was different. A hot, like, that accent is not supposed to be sexy. It was sexy in fucking My Cousin Vinny. We know it's true. It is.
I like even the...
I just went full De Niro. Did you see that? I was like, you know it's true.
No, it's true.
No, it's true.
I even liked Vanessa from Deadpool.
Right? Where's my sexy black-haired girls, bro?
Dude, dark-haired women, man.
Where are my sexy mixed girls, right? Where are the sexy mixed girls? Like Suki from fucking Avatar? Bro, that, I got something over that. Yeah. I just don't understand that. And like, if you're a skinny white girl, blonde hair, blue eyes, like more power to you. You have an upper hand at life. So like, fuck you.
You know what? I don't think your opinions on Quiet on the Set is what's going to get us canceled. This part of the show is what's going to get us canceled. Because this is going to hit TikTok. And who runs TikTok?
Skinny white girls with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yeah, congratulations, you fucked us.
We might find you a new girlfriend. Yeah, the asshole. I'm the asshole. You're the one that you're the knight in shining armor. Do you remember the you watched the Fresh Prince, right?
Yeah.
So remember the episode where I think it was D.L. Hewley was on the show, and he went to hit on some girl. And he was like, "Baby, you're so pretty. You'd be lucky to have my number, though." Whatever. And then Will Smith was like, "Excuse me, sir, you leave her now." And then she left. And he left, and he goes, "Please excuse that abrasive Negro." And I was just like, "Oh my god, like that was a great pickup line. One's an asshole. He plays the knight in shining armor." And then you're funny about it. That's what you're doing now. See?
Yeah, but then I can't bring her around you guys because you're a dick.
Yeah, no, never. I just roast. That's what I do, bro. I can't help it. Can't help it. It's all I do. It's my life calling. So I'm not trying to diss on white girl, skinny white girls, blonde hair, blue eyes. Like I'm just saying, Hollywood, we've gotten enough of it. Like we just gotten enough of it. Give me something different. Like give me some Lucy Lou's. Where the hot Asians at? We don't see. We had Lucy Liu in like the early 2000s for like 2 years. She was in Charlie's Angels. And that's it. Kill Bill. That's it. Well, who was in Kill Bill?
Uma Thurman.
What's Uma Thurman?
Alien.
Say it. Like I say, it's a skinny white girl, blue eyes. Lady. Like blonde hair. Like it's. I'm just saying, there's a stereotype. Even Ellie goes, she was typecasted like a motherfucker, but I'm okay with it. I'm like, I get it. I'm here for it. Like the movie. And Immaculate, by the way, I know we're a movie podcast. I probably should talk about the movie. Immaculate, it's a 5. It's nothing you haven't seen before.
Wait till it hits streaming services.
Don't even watch it.
I have to watch it now.
Wait till it shows up on TikTok and you just scroll through it. Fast forward through all the boring parts. Like, dude, I wasted 2 hours of my life. I'll never get back again.
I did find it.
It's the typical fucking movie where, you're at a Catholic church. You seen The Nun?
Yeah.
Better movie. You seen The Nun too?
No.
Even better. That's an even better movie than the one I just watched. It's like, oh, the devil's around, but is he? I don't know. Like it's so stupid. Like I don't know. She put on an okay performance. There was one scene in particular. Spoiler alert. It's not a spoiler alert. The movie's called Immaculate, and it's about a nun. What do you think happens? Take a guess. Go ahead. Give me your best shot.
Dies?
Immaculate. What's immaculate in Catholicism?
Perfect?
No.
Fuck, I don't know.
The immaculate what? Conception.
Oh, so she's like
well, you got to copulate to have. I know. I get by that.
Yeah. Over the head.
Over the head there. Yes, the Immaculate Conception. So clearly she gets pregnant. Yes. So, but there's a scene at the end of the movie where she's giving birth. Maybe that scene that she did the whole time. It's just her screaming for about a minute. Just like giving birth to for about approximately 1 minute. That's part of the whole movie. I knew the end was coming.
I thought it was.
Mm-hmm. It really wasn't a good movie. It really wasn't.
Fine. I honestly probably won't even watch it.
Nope. Just Google. There's websites that'll just get the scenes that you need.
Fair.
Are they bookmarked? Probably bookmarked.
But speaking of dark-haired women, this is a segue into what I was talking about earlier. Something that and I honestly think that you're more looking forward to than I, even though I'm highly looking forward to it as well. Winona Ryder and Jenna Ortega in Beetlejuice 2.
Oh, more importantly, fuck the women. Michael Keaton.
Okay, let's be honest. Michael Keaton, perfect.
Listen. I love Winona Ryder. Love her. I love Jenna Ortega. Talk about simping? Yes. However, Michael Keaton, I'm a grown man. I simp over Michael Keaton. That man,
he was bad.
He has aged gracefully too.
That's true. He's doing better than George Clooney, honestly.
Oh, better than Bruce.
And that's fucked.
Oh my God. I mean, if I'm going to get canceled, might as well go all out, right?
The one right there. That's going to be the one
I don't one up myself. I'm gonna one up myself every 10 minutes.
Michael Keaton, you look amazing as Beetlejuice, by the way, bringing it back. You look exactly like I remember watching 1, the very first one, and 2, watching the cartoon. The 5 o'clock shadow was the masterpiece for me on this sequel. And come to find out, and the only reason I'm speeding through this is because I'm trying to get away from that horrible joke, that Michael Keaton said that when the very first one came out, that he had only seen the original Beetlejuice 1, maybe 2 times, and that was it. He said he needed to go back and rewatch it to get in character to understand for the sequel. And he said he has a high appreciation for the very first one, and he said he's seen the uncut or unedited version of Beetlejuice 2, and he said it is absolutely amazing. And they're using little to no CGI, mind you. And that's amazing. In today's day and age, using...
The fact that it's all going to be practical is fucking awesome.
In the mind of Tim Burton, that is insane.
Yeah, it's like, it's going to be like what we got the first time, because all of that was practical stuff. It wasn't CGI back then. Well, except for the worm, the shitty worm that they did. Oh, you muted yourself when you said that. You did it backwards.
Yeah, the worm, it was... I mean, you have to do something like that. I get it. But like for the most part, everything that you said was practical. It was good. We loved it. It's still good to this day.
What made me feel good about it was that he said on, what was it, Jimmy Kimmel? Or I think it was Jimmy Kimmel. Where he was just like, it's good. Like, it's real good. And he doesn't say that very often, even about his own movies. He didn't say that about the first one. So
yeah, he only watched it once or twice.
That's saying a lot. And we loved the first one. So maybe this one's going to be that much better. I don't know.
What I'm curious about is to see William Dafoe's role in this movie, because he plays a underworld detective or whatever. I'm assuming he's on the hunt for Beetlejuice. So I'm curious to see how this plays out.
Actually, you know what they should do? They should have like ghost hunters, like actual ghost hunters try to like do their thing. Because they had the Ghostbusters in the first one. Do you remember that? Ray. Ray was
vaguely. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Mm-hmm. That was a nice little crossover.
So I mean, was that Casper?
That might have been.
Oh, that's one that you gotta check that one, because I think that was I'm pretty sure that was Casper. I might have mixed that up. Because that would be funny if you can somehow mix the two of them, and now you have a whole different fucking franchise doing things. Beetlejuice working with the Ghostbusters, that would be fun to watch.
It was in Casper.
It was Casper. Okay, I was close.
Yeah. No, though.
No, I mean, I'm excited to see how Jenna Ortega plays out in this. We didn't get a lot in that trailer. We just got.
It was the teaser, so I mean, I get it, but it was a great teaser.
I mean, we got teasers for fucking Game of Thrones, House of Dragons. That'll look good. You got to pick your house.
I haven't watched the first season.
You didn't watch House of Dragon?
No, I have not. It's on my list. I already know. It's been on my list. I just haven't watched it yet. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Ladies and gentlemen, Zaga has gone silent once more. I cannot hear them. And so, as we were saying, yes, the teaser trailer for Beetlejuice has dropped. It's phenomenal. You do get to see they've already speculated a death, which we're already assuming that is the dad that was in the original film. He wasn't that great of a
mic check. Okay,
there he is. There he is.
Don't know what's happening tonight, buddy.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's frustrating. I'm getting really frustrated about it. But regardless of the case, yes, I think it's the dad. It has to be the dad, because it has to. That's not Don. Does he come back as a ghost though? That'd be a good little ending of the. Wait, is he?
That's not a bad idea. Ooh, I think he actually is dead.
I think he might have passed away.
Either he passed away or he actually has legal charges against him.
So shit, Beetlejuice came out in the 80s. I thought it was in
the 90s.
Sheesh. Alec Baldwin's not going to be in that.
No, he is not.
That man is 77 years old. His name is Jeffrey Jones.
I think he has legal charges against him. That's why he's not in the actual film.
Let's go to the Wikipedia. What do we got? Oh.
It was legal charges, wasn't it?
Oh. Speaking of quiet on the set.
Didn't he sexually assault somebody?
Well, child pornography is what it says here.
That's even worse.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we're done with you.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and say, yeah, he's the one that's in the funeral scene. That makes sense.
I hope it is now.
Yeah, I definitely hope it is now.
I hope it is. Fuck that guy. Piece of shit.
But speaking of 90s, Zaga, how well do you feel like a little kid again?
Oh my God. I can't skip the intro. I have to watch the intro to this episode.
You never skipped the intro when I was a kid because we didn't have that option, but now you definitely don't skip it. And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what we're talking about, X-Men 97 dropped last week with the first 2 episodes, and it is as good as it was back in the 90s. If I won't say it's better, but it's definitely in the same consistency that it was. It is absolutely great. I do have one critique that I don't like about the show.
What's that?
It was one cringy moment.
Which one?
It was Cyclops. When he pushed on his telecommunicator to me, my X-Men, and they all fucking come in hot. That was the most cringiest moment I've seen in X-Men history. I didn't like that one fucking bit, and I understand.
Especially like right after he did that really cool like reverse booster thing with his blaster, like
Coming in hot out of the plane.
right, like that was so cool.
They did Cyclops right with this series because he was annoying as fuck in the original series.
So there was a scene that was in this. I think it was the second episode. And if you guys don't know, Jean Grey's pregnant, so spoiler. So when she's talking to Storm about like, oh, you're worried that the baby might come out a human. And I was like thinking in my head, she's like, this is an African-American woman talking about this. If you just replace human with white, the whole dialogue still makes sense. She's like, I too wish I was human sometimes. And I'm like, I feel like there could have been another character that could have talked about this because this could be construed very differently. And I'm uncomfortable with this whole conversation. And yeah, I don't like that they changed her hair, by the way.
So I like it.
I like it, but I mean, why? Why did you have to change it?
Well, I mean, times are changing. So, after...
She picks up exactly where it left off.
Not necessarily. I mean, because it's been a while since Charles died. Well, no, it's only been a little bit since Charles died, so I see what you're saying now.
Like, did she have a... Well, I guess after he passed away, probably had, grieving. Girls do things to their hair. That's like, Ellie has a traumatic incident. She changes her hair. That's what she does.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
And I will... So speaking of Storm, I actually forgot that she is what they classify as an Omega threat mutant.
Yes.
Because I forgot just how badass she actually is.
Was.
Spoiler.
Dude, yeah, dude, that whole show is wild right now, though. It doesn't even feel like you're watching a cartoon.
No, the animation is so good on it, too.
Because it's filmed like a comic book. That's why. Because
that's exactly how it should be.
Book. Yeah, it looks like a comic book. And this is Disney's pretty much just going like, hey, Spider-Man worked like this. We have stuff like this too now, don't we? And then, yeah, there you go. You got it. Good job.
What I'd love that in the 2 episodes, you got a lot of flashbacks to like the old 90s X-Men and stuff like that. I'm not going to lie. I think it was episode 2, I forgot that Magneto and Rogue kind of had a little fling.
They had a thing for each other.
I forgot about that until the new season of this came out. And what I love about that is that you kind of saw a brief moment because, Gambit has had the hots for Rogue since they ever introduced him. We're going to see the Dark Gambit arc come about. And that's going to be interesting to watch because he's going to go apeshit against Magneto. Which Magneto, by the way, fucking phenomenal. Huge, like his art is it's insane. But his character development is.
I don't trust. Adam, you never trust. You don't trust Magneto.
Here's my thing, Magneto. You don't trust Magneto, but here's the thing: him and Charles were so close, and they were technically best friends. Here's the thing: is that Charles left the X-Men and everything because he saw that Eric has that. He believes that Eric could change, and how close they were that he would honor. Because Magneto seems like a very honorable person, like he honors his word and shit like that. The man looked more badass in the 2 episodes of X-Men 97 than he did in the 90s, and he's pretty influential and very a pretty big bad in the original one. But seeing his character development in this, when he like took the whole United States government up into space and talked about pretty much, I could pretty much decimate you right here and now, but I'm choosing to go a different path. That's a rather big fucking move.
I mean,
To show that he's trying to make a bridge of some sort between mutants and humans, in which he's
it's a power move.
I
All
mean,
it is. It's power move.
it could be maybe.
I mean, they wouldn't listen to me any other way, so I get it. But at the same time, it's like, you kind of deserve to go to jail. You should just go to jail because, like, you deserve it. That's the right thing to do. Seems like Cyclops got it pretty handled.
I don't know. I mean, Cyclops isn't wanting a way out because they're having a kid, which I'm sure you.
It don't matter. That kid's just gonna meet Deadpool anyway. That's all I'm saying. It's
You're not wrong.
how the story goes.
But
I mean,
I do like at the end of that episode. Now we have a huge like plot hole. There are 2 Jean Greys.
time travel.
I don't think it's time travel.
Well, who does time travel?
Cable or Bishop? I'm sorry, Bishop.
Cable too, though.
So you think Cable came back,
Both.
or
Very well be.
someone could be impersonating Jean.
Mystique.
Or it could be Mystique. But the baby came out white. But Mystique is white in the show.
Yeah, she's a white girl.
So, I mean, there's a good possibility because there's a meme going around that says the real Jean Grey faints all the time. And at the end of that episode, that Jean Grey fainted into whomever's arms at the end of the episode. So I'm curious to see how that plays out.
Who's your favorite X-Men, by the way?
My favorite X-Men, just
There's a lot to choose from.
there is. Obviously, like one of like I've tried not to go like with the OG, like just it's Wolverine.
Yeah,
Because I want to.
something to choose from.
It was honestly, I think it was Bishop. I love Bishop.
Really?
Yeah,
Sam,
like
I always love Gambit.
Gambit was a close second for me.
And Jubilee. Jubilee has always been one of my favorites.
Yeah, I didn't like her at first.
Get fall. That's because you hate Asians.
No, I love Asians.
Yeah, no, freaking yeah, no, I just love her whole the fucking jacket, the goggles, sets fireworks off all the time. It's fun. She's a fun character. And just Gambit's a badass. I mean, the rad tail, the fucking crop top, my man flexing.
He is. Did you hear what apparently in that series that we might be getting Doctor Strange might be making a crossover? And when I say the Doctor Strange crossover, I'm talking about from the 90s Spider-Man. This Doctor Strange will make a apparent appearance in one of the episodes, if not in the later seasons. So that just makes me wonder, are we going to get a Spider-Man? Yeah. I would love to see a Spider-Man or even a revamped Fantastic Four, something. I would like to see all these kind of cartoons kind of grow into the whole 97 fashion that X-Men, because obviously it's a hit.
Imagine if this is how the MCU brings in the X-Men.
That's where it's not going to happen. You want to know why? Because the X-Men and the MCU timeline are not canon. They are not together. And it has been, they said it's not canon. It's its own entity on its own, which I love. I love that you don't have to watch this to understand the MCU timeline. Kind of get 2 different stories. I know it's kind of a bummer to understand that now, but
yeah, I'm kind of let down by that. That's upsetting. There's a good way to bring it. Well, that's it. I'm not, now I've just lost all motivation.
Well, and we have come up on an hour, or we actually kind of went over due to technical difficulties, but at the same time, this does leave more topics that we did have for.
Oh no, let's talk about this one real quick because Shooter McLaughlin is coming back.
Yeah, I know. He posted a meme, or not a meme. He posted a picture of Adam Sandler. He's like, "I'm not losing to this slob again."
Well, no. He said in an interview, he said that Adam sent him the first draft.
He did, yeah.
Happy Gilmore, which I don't even know how do you do.
Oh, I have theories.
Oh, let's hear your plot. How would you do the plot?
So I was talking to a coworker about this, and we had talked about a Happy Gilmore too, and this was prior to even Shooter McGavin. I don't even his real name getting said script, and we're like, well, how will we even do this? And I said, okay, let's fast forward to the future. Chubbs is obviously dead. R.I.P. In the movie and in real life, R.I.P. That got real dark real fast, and I'm stuttering because I'm nervous because of what I said. But you take it out of the golf era, and you see Happy Gilmore. He's now teaching hockey and stuff like that, and Shooter McGavin has a son, or is coaching another rival team, and come to find out that's when Happy finds out it is Shooter McGavin hosting the...
You're going with grown-ups. It's the same thing as grown-ups. They faced off when they were kids. Now their kids are facing off each other as adults. Well, they're adults.
But the wild card is you focus the main character, or one of the main characters is this person. Neither one of them knew, but the person is indecisive on which team he's going to go with. It's Chubbs' son.
Oh, interesting.
But I think that they'll stick to golf because it's Happy Gilmore. But I feel like you should incorporate a whole hockey kind of thing into it. But
I have a better one. I'm gonna take your idea and spin it a little bit. Yeah, better idea. Your plot idea. Boom. Plot for Happy Gilmore. You have Adam Sandler. If you're watching, please shoot me a shout out. I don't need money. What was I gonna say? So you have, right? Shooter McGavin has a son.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say Shooter McGavin has a son. We'll say Adam Sandler has a son.
Yep.
Right? Because remember, what's his name? Chubbs was a lot older. He was a lot older than the two of them.
Yeah.
So they each have a kid. Shooter McGavin's son wants to play hockey.
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore's son wants to play golf. They go to their respective places, and that's who their instructor is, and it becomes a whole thing. And now you have like a Cobra Kai type thing. And the only person that can solve it is the school principal, Chubb's son.
Okay.
And it's a teen, because if you realize, I don't know if you realize this, Adam is moving a lot to his kids getting into acting, right? Did you read that You're Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah?
No.
Adam Sandler's daughter's in it. She's the star of the movie.
Okay.
So you just play that same thing. You make it a kids movie. You make it a new movie for the kids. You give the adults a little bit of Adam doing his thing. And maybe you have Drew Carey now fight Adam Sandler, because that'd be funny.
I like that. I don't know if I would say Drew Carey, but I'd be on board for the Drew Carey thing.
He's the new host of Price is Right, so.
Oh, shit. Okay. I like it. I like that.
And then give us, the original fans, what we came to ask for, and then open up the window for a new generation of fans to the old movie.
I just hope that since Netflix is reportedly the one that's going to pick up this movie, Netflix,
they're hitting us with Adam.
You have fucked your customers over and over again, enough to where I, former customer, have parted ways with you because you're a piece of shit and increase your prices higher than the fucking inflation inside of the government. Do not fuck up my childhood more than it's already been fucked up. So
you don't watch Avatar.
I didn't watch Avatar. I don't.
So, I mean, let's look at some of the movies that he's come out since he's been with Netflix, right? We have The Do-Over, not good. Oh no, these were not what's it called? Netflix movies.
Hubie Halloween.
Hubie Halloween was what started it.
I liked it.
Hustle, great movie. Loves that one.
Is that the basketball one?
Great movie. Murder Mystery.
That was apparently good. You got a second one.
Uncut Gems was amazing.
Okay.
Murder Mystery 2, not as good as the first.
Okay.
I will say, the Leo, the cartoon, phenomenal. Love that.
I heard that was good.
You're Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah. Again, it was his daughter, so I was taken back by that, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Once I figured out what it was, I enjoyed it for what it was. And Spaceman was Spaceman was like, he was trying to...
Because that's like his horror movie, like a horror movie.
No, not a horror. It was, it's a serious, another dramatic role for him.
Because that's someone's alien on board, right?
Yeah, with the spider.
Yeah.
It was okay.
I I haven't watched it, so
It wasn't like, I'm not sitting here and be like, you gotta see that movie. It's not like Uncut Gems where he played a phenomenal role in. This was just like, I've seen worse, I've seen better. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like it's hit or miss. It's like you get a good one, you get a bad one. You get a good one, you get a bad one. That's because like I loved Who Be Halloween. I thought that was prime Adam Sandler right there.
thank you. I see. I brought that movie up to other people that are like, oh, that was trash. I was like, okay, first off, then you don't appreciate Adam Sandler for one.
And I also love Salem, Massachusetts. That's why I'm getting married there. So
That's fair.
like, what are you gonna do? Because he needs a TV series though. That's what he needs. Give him a series on Netflix. I think he'll do well. You know what I'm saying? I think
I'd
then
rather see him on Prime.
Prime.
I'd rather see him on Prime.
I don't like Prime. Prime doesn't have enough good shows for me. See, it's funny. You canceled Netflix, and you know what happens to be on Netflix, and there's like a top TV series, and is getting serious consideration and picked up from Netflix as another show for them, and getting renewed for another season because of Netflix specifically. It's a show that I have told you need to watch, my friend. Talked about it. This is going back like 2 years now.
You've told me to watch a lot of shows.
And this is my number 2 favorite TV show of all time.
Warrior?
Yep. It's like top 10 in the United States for a TV series right now. Because it was on like, no-name streaming services like Cinemax and then HBO Max, which then it was just shoved kind of like underneath the table. And then Netflix got it. And then it went.
Netflix.
Same thing with Suits, right? Netflix brought it back to life. And that's what they did with this show. And the cast is all like, we're ready for season 4. If y'all are ready, y'all tell us you're ready. We're ready. We're ready to go. And even Ellie's best friend, I didn't even mention it to her. Even Ellie's best friend told Ellie about the show. Like, there's this show that's on Netflix. It's so good. It's called Warrior. And Ellie's like,
I watched that.
I was like, well, Tony watches that show. Now Ellie and I are watching it again. I've watched our series like 4 times now. I love that whole series. It's amazing. It's legitimately, cinematically, it's amazing. The comedy's good. Lots of boobies. Lots of boobies. Asian boobies, white boobies, Irish boobies. That's pretty much as far as the diversity goes in the show. You got English. You got like American, 1800s Americans, Irish people, Chinese. That's it. That's all you got. Nothing else. And it's a great show. Lots of action, lots of love stories, lots of love making. There's just a lot going on. It's a good time.
It's on my. I know. I have so many. I have so much on my fucking list. It's unfucking real.
It's been 3 years. It's been 3 years since I recommended that show to you. 3 years since I recommended it, and here we are, a top 10 show on Netflix, and now you're not going to watch it still.
What's funny is that I
don't know what more I have to do to tell you this is a good show.
The original negotiation and bet for this, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning into this, is Zaga and I had made a deal that he would watch all of Stranger Things had I watched one episode of Warrior. Zaga fulfilled and then some his end of the deal and is now hooked on Stranger Things.
I have invested in Funko Pops.
And I have not done it.
Signs I ordered from Germany. Germany was the only place that had the Stranger Things sign that I wanted.
And the only thing I've done is add it to my list.
This is your fault.
I've only added it to my list.
You have Max. Watch
no one else.
You don't have Max?
No, my ex canceled me off of it. But I do pirate the streaming services.
No, he doesn't.
For legal reason. No, I do pirate. I sailed the 7 streaming seas, so I can watch it without a subscription. Per se,
Fire stick it. Fire stick it.
Yeah, I fire stick it.
Well, you watch it on the Fire Stick.
Yeah.
You don't watch it on Netflix, but I'll watch it on the Fire Stick.
There we go.
That's what you gotta say.
That's what we do.
Proper verbiage there.
They're proper verbiage.
I might get myself canceled. You might get yourself incriminated. One's way worse than the other.
I'll see you on the other side.
But yeah, no. We should just watch one episode. Just watch one episode.
I know.
I was able to watch 3 episodes today, while also binge watching all of fucking X-Men and the other documentary we talked about tonight.
You can't really binge watch the X-Men when it's only 2 fucking episodes.
I watched 4 episodes of the other thing, and I went and saw a movie. All I'm saying is I'm putting the work in here, Nick. And I can just ask for a little help in watching one show, one episode. Keeping you part of a deal.
I'm going to try to watch it by next weekend because since I have a long weekend coming up, actually. So
that's my mess.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
No.
But we've come up on almost an hour and a half, ladies and gentlemen. I think that Zaga and I are completely tapped because this still has to be edited for all your viewing pleasure and for everything else. So
it's going to be a late night for me.
I think we're going to wrap this up and get to it because I still have to make dinner.
Oh.
And it's 8 o'clock here, and then I have a bedtime soon. So we hope that you guys enjoyed this long, unplanned episode, very long, which was unplanned episode of Fanboys. We certainly enjoyed it. We hope that we're not I hope that Zaga is not canceled after this for a lot of the shit that he said.
Well, what shit getting with me? Like I said, we have like 15 viewers. They know what I'm doing. They know me. I don't have a filter sometimes, and shit comes out.
That's fair. But
if we get canceled, at least we'll go viral before I get canceled. Might as well.
But until next episode, I've enjoyed you guys being here. I'm Nick, a.k.a. the Oklahomie.
Oh, wow. I'm doing my goodbyes now. Wow. It's weird enough for me to do it. So it's great. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. I love y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.
Later.